Hi everybody, we are back here in the shop to finish up finally the diff swap, the front and rear diff swap. And you saw in the last couple of videos we replaced the rear end, we replaced the front end, and in this one I'm going to do all the sort of little buttoning up stuff. So we got to add diff fluid, we got to run the wire for the locker switches. Got to put the tires back on, get it down on the ground so I can retorque bolts, get all that ready to go. And then the last thing is install the ProCal and do the programming.
Yep.
So still got a lot to do, but let's get started.
Yay, let's do it.
All right. Okay, so I got the ProCal here, and the cable. I'm not going to go through all the procedure to register the ProCal and you know, on the PC and all that. There's plenty of tutorials online for that, plus it comes with pretty thorough instructions. I'm just going to go ahead and I think there's some specific things I need to do as far as the front axle delete that goes with it. So let me get this hooked up and we'll go from there. I'm also reading the instructions. I've got them on my phone here. So I did hook up my battery charger. The instructions seem to be pretty adamant about that. Pretty sure I've got a full charge anyways, but saving the stock calibration. Turn ignition to run position, blah, blah, blah. Connect tool to the vehicle port, diagnostic port. So, all right, so that's going to be down there on the dash. under the dash. Okay, I think that is in there. End user license agreement, I agree. Okay, select programming. Turn ignition on, do not start, it already is. Connecting, save stock calibration. Reading, lock to the ECU, getting rack info, leading codes, finished, key off for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing it wants you to turn it back on afterward. Okay, I'm assuming it has the stock configuration in there. Now I need to go back to the computer. All right, let's try that then. Go ahead and turn that off. Unplug this guy. Just leave the cable there for now. And let's go. All right, I'll see you guys back here in a minute. Okay, now I have the performance calibration on here. All right, ensure vehicle is in run position. Key on, engine off. Okay. Go. Put you guys right here so you can see what we're looking at. All right, so select programming, turn ignition on, do not start. It's already on. Continue. Select performance calibration option of ProCal 4 and drag or click to select the desired calibration. I'm assuming that's that. Okay, writing ECU. So while it's doing that, I guess I should talk about Forscan. I do have Forscan, and I've already made a few mods using Forscan. I was a little concerned about that, so I did a search online to see what the ramifications are with this and Forscan, and it looks like they work okay together. So when it wrote my stock configuration, that configuration does already include the Forscan mods I've already made. So that's been uploaded to Ford. Basically that's my new as-built. So I do have a backup of the bone stock one that I made before I made the Forscan modifications. So those will still be in here after doing this. Writing block 3 of 6. So now I know why the couple of videos I watched about doing ProCal, now I know why they basically just fast forwarded through this, because it's kind of slow. I also know why they have you hook up a battery charger. Not that this is taking forever, but it's not a quick thing. You would think it would be faster than that. Okay, key off for 3 seconds. It says follow all screen prompts until clearing codes, finished, key off for 3 seconds is displayed, signaling the end of the procedure. Okay, let's key off for 3 seconds. Key back on. Revolutions per mile, 552. That sounds correct because it says my original tires were 606. So, and I think that's due to the ProCal or the Forscan I had with the 35-inch tires. So we need to replace that with 552. Okay, and then the gears are 513. Turn ignition off. I believe that DLCM, maybe that has to do with, because I had to download something onto here. For the, it asked me if I had installed one of the front drive units, and I lied and said I had, because it wasn't a Ford part number, it was a used one that I put in. And so it downloaded a DLCM file into here. So maybe it went ahead and uploaded or did whatever it has to do with that, so that it doesn't, so that it knows the front axle delete has been deleted. I'm guessing it does. I'm guessing that there's nothing else I have to do. So, all right, I guess we'll check it and see. Okay, put a jar. Okay, well, I'm going to go put the hood down, drop a few things, and then we're going to take it for a spin. Let's give these new gears a little bit of a test drive. I got the ProCal in too, so it's got more pep, I can tell. So far there's no idiot lights. Bit concerned. I do have about a half a tank of regular gas, and I want you to run 91, so I think I'll go ahead and go top the tank off. I really didn't want to have to do that with the you know, really all I wanted was the fat delete, but you know, I'll take a little bit of extra horsepower too. I can feel it. It is doing some rev matching when I downshift. So far it feels pretty good. I went from 446 to 513, and I can definitely feel the difference with these 37s. It even feels a little lower than when I had the 446s with 35s, but not quite as low as when I had the stock 446 gears with the stock 30-inch tires, the little bitty ones, which I thought those were a little too, that gearing was a little too low for regular driving. I think 538 would have probably got me back to that, but I didn't want to go quite that low, so I think 513 was a good compromise. So far it feels good. We'll see how it does off-road. Remember, I still got the crawl gear, so, and low range in the T-case, so I don't think I'm going to be lacking for gearing. good though. Nothing's chiming at me. Now I don't have the lockers hooked up yet. That's the next thing. I wanted to take it for a hot lap before I do that. Just in case there was anything I needed to fix on that. There's no sense running wiring and all that to fix the lockers if there's bigger fish to fry. I've decided to go ahead and just use the auxiliary switches as the easy button for now. It's already the circuit's already in there. It's already fused and relayed. I did some research and looks like I don't want to use switch 1 or 2 because those are 30 amp and 15 amp. I looked on Eaton's site. I believe the Dana E-Locker is the same as Eaton, and it says it only needs a 10 amp. So switches 4 through 6 are 10 amp. So I'll go ahead and hook up to 3 and 4. That should be a pretty easy fix for that, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so now it's time to wire up the lockers. So I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and just use the auxiliary switches because they're already in there. Probably not the most convenient location for a locker switch, but they're there and I can always switch to something else later. Now I went ahead and bought this. This is a 2-wire, it's 16 gauge wire. It's got a nice heavy sheath on it. I'm going to go ahead and run this back to the rear end, and I'll run one up from the front also, and I'll bring them both right into here and tie them into the auxiliary switch wiring that's already up here in the corner. So that'll be the easiest way to do it. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so like I said, I've decided to use the auxiliary switches, and looks like it's not going to be too hard. I downloaded a photo of the diagram that shows all of the wire colors, and I'm going to use auxiliary switches 3 and 4 because they're both 10 amp. 1 and 2 are 30 amp and 15 amp, so I don't really need those for the locker. Maybe I'll save those for some lights or something with bigger draw. So anyways, if you look down in here, you can see auxiliary 3 is violet and green and 4 is brown. So these are the wires coming from, here, let me switch hands with the camera. These are the wires coming from the auxiliary switch. So that one is violet and green, and then this one is brown. So those are the two I'm going to use, and I think I'll use the ground right here. It's already being used as a ground, so all I need to do is tap one side of this 2-wire circuit into the appropriate wire for the switch, and the other side into ground, and I think that'll do it. Okay, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to show, but I'm going to run the wire real quick for the front diff, so I've got them both right here. Okay, so the wiring is now done for these lockers. Got both wires coming up here, one from behind and one from up front, coming into here using the AUX switch wires, the violet and green and the brown. So that should be switches 3 and 4. Let's go in and see if they work. Well, the switches did work, and they worked great, and so we went ahead and packed up our things and loaded up the trailer and headed on out to Sand Hollow for United by Bronco. This was our first test with the new gearing and lockers, and everything went great. So I'll put in just a few short clips here, but if you want to really know how we're doing with the locker and the new gearing and heavier duty running gear, you just have to tune in to our videos. As I record this voiceover, it's been a couple of months now since we did this install, so we've had the Bronco everywhere from Utah to Southern California, Big Bear, Sand Dunes, Mojave Road. Lots of opportunities to test out the new equipment, and so far everything is just working great.
That's my girl.
It was a little pinchy in there, wasn't it?
How'd that feel, Steph?
It felt great. It felt awesome. It just crawled right up there. It was beautiful.
two vehicles go through there, so I understand that.
So don't try to climb the wall, just keep the tire close to it. Looking good. Come straight. Straighten it out, Steph. Don't try to climb that wall. Look good on your passenger. Hug that wall on your driver if you can, a little bit more. Hang on. Turn passenger as you back up or you're going to tear this fender off. Keep going, you're just going to have to let it. Alright, we're backing all the way out.
To fit through there.
What'd you say?
He said he'd like the cornbread.